How was it for you spiritually, mentally, to transfer from being someone who was more local and more focused on things that happen in America as you're a black man in America to now your activism leads you to a place like Gaza, excuse me, a place like Palestine. You didn't go to Gaza, but you went to Palestine.
Mm-hmm.
And it's important for black men to travel. It's important for black men in America to have a passport. You got to go to Palestine based on your activism. That's a hell of a journey. My question for you is, how did your trip to Palestine change you?
Yeah, it changed me dramatically, honestly, because I think that was the first place I ever went overseas.
That was your first time?
I think so.
So the first time out of the country was Palestine?
I believe so, yeah.
That's crazy. That's a crazy perspective.
It was either Palestine or London. But I think it was Palestine. First of all, it changed me because I realized we being lied to about everything.
Yeah.
And it's hard to unsee it once you see it. You know, those roadblocks that they put up in the hood to make the traffic flow one way, those cameras on the corner, the shot spotters, the surveillance, the idea that we would be comfortable living on top of and next door to the National Security Agency just because we live in the ghetto. You know, that's the real. And to me, that's what makes somebody like me dangerous, because optically, I look like one thing. Sonically, I probably sound like the same thing you think I look like. But verbally and intentionally, I'm far from that. And at this age, I have made a commitment to tell the truth to people as much as I can. And I'm not a rich man monetarily, but I'm hella wealthy with the truth. And, you know, my social capital with the truth don't necessarily run out. So when I went to Palestine, I saw a lot of things that I want to touch on, for real, that I never really get to touch on. I saw a burial of the fact that this was actually some form of African land as well.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a disconnect from the fact that Islam and Christianity are both religions that come out of, and Judaism, or all of them are religions that come out of some type of an African birthright. And when you go into this land and you see you in Bethlehem and you in Jerusalem and you in Nazareth, and it just becomes clear that somebody not telling us the whole story. And the pieces don't start adding up in ways that a critical thinker is going to go, some ain't making sense. So if we use the Bible, we use the Quran, Torah, all these things, stories are similar because history don't change if this is the truth. And the man Jesus went as a child from Palestine to Egypt. His family hid out in Egypt. I also went to Egypt, and I'm like, something going on here, because this is an African country as well.
Mm-hmm.
And how are they looking for a brother in an African country? How are they looking for a brother in an African country that's supposed to be looking like he from Switzerland?
Yeah.
And then I start to analyze my place in the world differently, like, damn, I'm not seeing any of this correctly. I'm not seeing any of this correctly at all, you know? It's almost like I'm living in one big J Electronica verse now.
Yeah. That sound like a J Electronica song, which you just broke down. I can see him like, yeah, exactly.
You know, but yeah, the political suppression of those people over there too. So the religious stuff and the denial of blackness and black activity in the region is one thing that really bothered me, but also the political persecution of the Palestinian people over there, man. The genocide of those folks. And then, you know, when we came back to the States, folks were saying, well, y'all wrong for comparing the two struggles, what's going on in Black America with what's going on in Palestine, what they got to do with them, what they got to do with this. The truth is the colonial tactics don't change from environment to environment. The white man is not a creative genius. They're just doing the same shit from phase to phase, from moment to moment. And we sort of give them this credit as geniuses. We give them this agency around violence as if they reinvented the mold. But the truth is, it's the same shit over and over. You're trying to figure out how to kill a mass amount of people as quickly as possible.
Yes.
And right now, as we stand, even though a lot of people are talking about it, it's very few people who really want to tell the full truth about it.
Switch sides.